Thanks so much for joining us on the Carey Nieuwhof Leadership Podcast on YouTube. We're going to get to today's episode in a minute, but first, I want to tell you about the Art of Leadership Academy. Imagine being a church leader and not just guessing about your next steps in leadership. Imagine breaking through your personal and church growth barriers. Imagine getting unlimited access to all of my premium courses and those of other leaders. Imagine having a community that's coaching you and connecting with over 1,300 leaders who are leading growing churches from across the country and around the world. And all of that for less than the price of attending a conference or even hiring a consultant. All that is yours in the Art of Leadership Academy. Click the link to check it out. Hope to see you inside. And now to today's episode. Welcome to a special and very short edition of the Carey Nieuwhof Leadership Podcast on YouTube. I'm doing this to welcome you to 2023, and I want to tell you what's staying the same, what's changing, and then tell you about something new that I'm very excited about that I hope you will be a part of. So first of all, what's the same? Well, the same is we are doing this podcast, and we're going to bring the very best, as we have for years, of the leadership world, the Christian leadership world, the thought leadership world, and the business leadership world to you on this podcast. So you'll continue to hear from past guests that we've had, like people like Malcolm Gladwell, Simon Sinek, Adam Grant, Susan Cain, and you'll get a host of new ones as well. You're going to hear from Tim Keller in this first quarter. We're going to kick things off with James Clear. We'll have Gordon MacDonald back on the podcast in 2023 by popular demand, Annie F. Downs, and so many others. So the best of the church, business, and thought leader world on the podcast, that's not changing. What is changing is we got a renewed focus. My team did a lot of work over the last quarter of 2022 and came up with an even clearer and renewed mission and vision, and I'm excited to share it with you. So I come from the church space, also the legal world, and one of the big challenges of our generation is the declining church. And so our new vision here at our company is to help you reverse the decline in the church. We want to see that change for you. We're committed to reversing the decline in the church. It's one of the biggest issues of our generation, and we don't think we can do it single-handedly by any stretch. But if we all work together, wouldn't that be amazing to see that turn around in our lifetime? And the way we do that is we want to help you identify and break your next growth barrier. So that's kind of what we do, right? I look at my last 25 years. Whenever I've had a lid in leadership, I have to identify what is a barrier, and then I got to break it. And that's what we do. We do that on this podcast. We do that at the Art of Leadership Academy, in my courses. And in the interviews I bring you, I want to bring you the best behind the scenes conversations we possibly can with this renewed focus. Most of you who watch this are church leaders, but if you're not, hey, welcome to the party. We're really glad you're here. And maybe you can be part of the solution as well. Now, I want to share with you one fresh opportunity for this year. And that is, I've been thinking a lot about the volume of content out there. There's so many good things. There's also a lot of not so good things. And so this Friday, if you're watching this in real time, January 6th, I'm launching my first ever curated newsletter. It's called On the Rise because I want to lift you up as a leader. It is going to be a handful of the very best articles, books, videos, movies, and other things that I'm finding out on the internet. And I'm going to bring them to you delivered in your inbox in a really easily digestible post that you can consume over the course of the day or the weekend. And it's the very best material I can find. That is how I learn the best. Like if you look at the eclectic mix of people I have on this podcast, I learn from them. And I'm going to bring you some of the top things I find on the internet. And I hope you will find that helpful. You can use that for research for what you do, sermon research, blog research, whatever you want, or just because like me, you're curious and you want to learn more. It's the On the Rise newsletter. You can click the link or simply go to ontherisenewsletter.com. Anyway, that's what's up for 2023. Thank you. If you enjoyed this video, please subscribe. We've got some incredible episodes coming your way. And thank you so much for sharing and letting other people know about this podcast. Man, we're really glad to be back with some fresh wind in our sails for 2023.